Hello everyone and welcome back to Megaman X4. This is episode 7. Last part we started Zero's playthrough and now we are going to go to Walrus' stage. Which I'm also gonna say right now that we will not be getting everything through the first playthrough of this level. I will have to come back here once we get a couple more abilities. You know, saving the item collection if I miss anything till the end of the game. There was one thing I wish they had done, actually. Was that they could have made Zero's after image for when he dashes black. But anyway, up and press when you're on the ground. Press up and triangle to do the fire-ups, the fire attack, which gets you that heart tank. Oh, I wish I had. I really wish right now that I had an ability we get later in the game, but I don't yet, which makes me very sad. So anyway, as you guys could see with the last part, I fixed that issue with the videos being only very small videos in the center. Apparently, I was messing. Let's just say I know Camtasia Studio better now than I did a couple minutes ago. Anyway, well, you cannot get the X tank up there at the top, so well, at least not yet, not until we get an ability from a later stage. So we're gonna have to wait off on that. Anyway, as for the fire up, I forget what it's called, Retsuki. I'm just gonna call it the Shoryuken, because that's pretty much what it is. It counts for multiple hits, as you'll see in the mid boss later. Actually, in a little bit here, but yeah. Anyway, well, got it. I did forget to mention in Exploit that this place actually can be kind of deadly if you're too slow, because you will get crushed. Anyways, now it's time for this pathetic mid boss again. And as we're about to see there, I took out about half its health with one of that slash. That's why this is such an obscene ability. Can be such an obscene ability. Then again, Zero himself is quite the powerhouse in terms of the arsenal he has. And now we're in the second part of his stage. Which, to be honest, is a bit slower, in my opinion, in Zero's playthrough than X's, because you have to stop and attack the blocks, unlike X, where you could just keep on moving and doing it. But I will say that the third attack in this combo is pretty useful for getting blocks below him. And again, Zero's arsenal is pretty well done overall. Because you'll see that he actually becomes quite the swordsman later, or quite the powerhouse as we get all his abilities. And just like in X's playthrough, go up there for the for the weapon tank, which you actually got to see for a bit longer than you could in X's stage. I don't know why I decided to go down here. I think it's because I never showed it off, and now I've shown it off. But I will not be giving these guys a chance to say. But like with X, you also have these birds that flitters over the stage. I swear to God, it might just be me being a bit because of the way I play as Zero. But I swear to God, they freeze the ground quicker. But that might just be some sort of psychological effect that I have with Zero. But just like with X, they will not be getting a chance to freeze this ground over. And now it's time for Walrus himself. I still want to know why the heck all the Ice-type bosses in the Mega Man X series are usually the biggest ones. Was there even an Ice-type boss in X2? I haven't played X2 in a while. Now, as for strategy of this boss, when you're fighting with this, do the attack, dash away, then when he's sliding at you, if he does, unlike what he's doing right now, give him another basic slash or two. And he's done. Booyah. I love Zero's victory pose, I don't know why. But then again, Zero does have that generic badass vibe to him. Anyway, we get Hyo Retsuzan, which is pretty much the exact opposite of the fire attack we got. Press down and triangle when you're in the midair, and you will use a dividing attack with an ice blade. And now it's time yet again for Jet Stingray. Whoa ho! And this is probably the stage I've had to do the most editing in, actually, because I died a lot. Also, I will say I really like Zero's... What the... Video glitch there for some reason. I do like the coloring Zero's bike gets. I think it's red if you're normal Zero, I don't really know. It's been a while since I played as normal Zero, actually. I don't know why it has, but it just has. And we got the heart tank. I've gotten surprisingly good at doing that. That heart tank was always really hard for me to get back when I played this on the PS2. Or PS1 most of the time, because I do have this game on disc. It's actually right here next to me. But I had to play it on an emulator because I don't have a PS1 memory card. Because my brother had to take the PS1 back with him because it was technically his. And we've already done... I swear to God, this stage is a lot shorter than I remember it being. And I had to take a quick pause break there. I remember that, actually. I think my mom walked in. I'd rather not have someone distracting me when I'm commentating. Or not even commentating, recording the gameplay. For some reason, those two platforms that I had to jump over there always got me when I was little. I don't know why. They just always did. Then again, this was back when I didn't have the reflexes of a ninja. Nah, not really, but I will say I'm pretty quick-paced when it comes to games. And yet again, we're coming up on what I consider the hardest item to get in the game, this E-Tank. And I land right on the platform. Flawless victory. Well, not quite flawless. There were no deaths involved. And that's the dividing attack, which as you can see, since it's in a downward motion, it's actually rather hard to use on Jet Stingray. You'll see why. Well, you'll probably remember why from X's playthrough, because he's almost always in the middle of the stage in the midair. But my strategy for him is Zero is just keep on hitting his toe. He's pretty much, I just realized he's pretty much the Sniper Joes from, the classic series, if you remember that guy from Megaman's 2 and 6. Wait, was he in 6? I don't remember he was in 6. That's worrying me somewhat, because I play that game all the time. In fact, I just played it this morning, so I don't know why I'm forgetting if it was or not. To be honest, besides those stingrays at him when you're playing him the way I am right now, the only threat he'll have is when he's diving at you from the opposite direction. Because his arc is kind of weird. And this is the one opportunity you really have to hit him well with the ice attack. You'd think he'd stop doing that after the first time. But, nope. I forget what the difference between the red and the blue stingrays that he shoots out is. I never gave him the chance anymore. I just destroy him far too quickly. But as the end of Jet Stingray, we will never see him again. Unless he shows up in an anime cutscene later in the series. I don't think he does. Nah. I don't see why the screen has to scroll up there. Anyway, we get Hyankyaku. Audio glitched out there, that was weird. And that's pretty much just the mid-air dash, which isn't that useful, really. But since I'm going the same order, that means we have to go up to Slash Beast. Which, as you may realize, it's kind of hard to damage someone. In fact, it's impossible to damage someone with a dash. So we're gonna have to fight this guy just using the Z-Saber. And it's actually kind of hard if you don't know what you're doing. I forget why I paused at the beginning of every stage now, but I do. Anyway, as I can't believe I didn't mention it. I forget if I mentioned it at this point or in the original. The reason I looked at the controls there was because I didn't read the text for the ability we got from Stingray, so I forgot what it was. Because I haven't played this game in years, but I forget if I mentioned them yet. But the Metars are in this game. I don't understand. Metars, Metals. I don't really know what their official name is. They've been changed. I've always just called them Metars because that's what they were called in the Megaman NT Warrior anime back in the early 2000s that I used to watch all the time. They're so cute and so easily killed. Anyway, as far as I know, I think it's actually impossible to destroy the blue crates in this half of the stage. I don't know why they even put them in there. But who am I to question? I think my brother distracted me at that point. I don't remember. I recorded this like at noon and it's 9:24. It's been a while since I've watched this, or at least a few hours, so I don't remember everything I was doing at the time. Also, one thing I did forget to mention is that the Reptile Force actually do have 2 more appearances in the series after Mega Man X4. One which we'll get to once I record, both of which I will record the games most likely at a later date, but they will later appear as a single Maverick in X5, whose name I'm not going to mention due to spoilers. And the Reptile Force Exignia, that little R, can actually be seen in Mega Man 01. It's in the fight where I think it's in the exact same stage where you have to fight a certain water-based Neo-Arcadian, if you know what I mean. If you look on the boats in that stage, you can see at least the corners of the Reptile Force sigil, which I found to be really a nice reference. That gave me a nostalgia boner. Actually, I never realized that the edge of the train is destroyed. I never realized that attention to detail. Now, as for what I can't believe I'm only getting into this now, but if you do get a game over at the second half of the stage, the point where it splits in half, it does count as a checkpoint, so I guess that's the reason they put that in there. If not for the sake of loading it in 2 different pieces. And this is why I wish the Hedgehog engine existed at this point, but I'm not going to get into the Sonic the Hedgehog right now. Oh, hello, Right Armor. I always used to think this was actually Zero's Right Armor because it is Beam Saber based and it is red. So just like how the blue one is gun based like X is. That might just be me being overthinking a lot of stuff, but I do that a lot anyway. So who cares? And right over here, you get the hard tank, which is literally impossible to miss. It's actually on top of that train car if you don't destroy it. So, if you miss that, you're probably intentionally not trying to get all the things in the game. Is that I have to say, why? It's a Mega Man game. You try to collect everything. I mean, I collected everything in every single Mega Man game I've done so far. And goodbye, Right Armor. We will never see you red variations again. We'll only see blue. Because there is only Zuru. Oh, how I wish the tracks weren't destroyed so we could just ride that all the way through. I don't know why I skipped that full recharge, considering I could have gone towards my energy tank, or my sub-tank. don't know why I keep calling him an energy tank. That's Mega Man Classic. You know, for cannons that fire big lasers, they are very ineffective. Hello, Slash Beast. And since, like I said before, since the ability we got from Jet Stingray is a dash, we actually have to fight this guy with the Z-Saber. But I think they made him somewhat weaker to it than to other attacks. So unless that's just me overthinking stuff again. But luckily during this fight, he seemed rather tame and didn't do many of his, and didn't really do much else than jump besides doing this every now and then, and his other attack. I forget what it does. I think he's about to do it, actually. No, not yet. That's not for another couple seconds. But, I forget, does he do it? Does he do it in this fight? Yeah, I think he does. There it goes. He jumps in the midair and sends two of the attack he does, actually. If you quite noticed my life bar, I was extremely close to death here. And that is the end of Slash Beast. And, well, we'll see him again in the boss rush that you already know exists, but we'll get into that later. And we got Shipuga. That is a dash attack. You press the triangle button while dashing. It is actually quite powerful. I think it can even perform a combo if you use it right. Anyway, since that's our fourth Maverick destroyed, it's time for that fight with Colonel, so let's head on down. But first, cutscene!
Colonel! What? I'm disappointed in you, Colonel. What is it you're doing? It's not too late. Stop the coup now. Never. If that's your decision, prepare yourself!
Please! Brother, please! Don't you remember? Zero saved my life.
Oh. Very well, then. I'll spare your life for now. But next time, there'll be no mercy.
Zero, please, don't fight with my brother. If you do, I'm afraid that one of you may end up...
Someone must stop Repliforce.
Zero!
90s voice acting. Seriously, did you hear that? The way he said Repliforce in that last sentence was, Anyway, I do like how they due to character development's difference between the two. I like how you didn't have to fight Colonel the first time. That was a nice attention to detail. Anyway, I'm going to have to end this off here. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time on Mega Man X4 when we take on Web Spider. See you then.